I have an amazing story to tell you real quick about what President Trump's father, Fred Trump, did for myself, for my brother, for my sister, for my mother. 1974, my dad suffered a major heart attack. I went to the same school as Donald Trump, the Q Forest School. 3 days after my father's burial, there was a knock on the door one school morning, 7 a.m. I answered the door. It's a distinguished gentleman. I was 10 years old. My father just died. The gentleman said, "Kid, call your mom." I called my mom from upstairs. She came down. Gentleman said to my mom, "I am Fred Trump, Donald's father." And my mom says, "Yes, I know Donald went to the Q Forest School." And Mr. Fred Trump said to my mom, "Yes, Mrs. Rem, very sorry about Joseph's death. And what you don't know is I'm still on the board of trustees at the Q Forest School. And this morning, I let Headmaster Mr. Philip Rogers know that from this day forward, myself, Fred Trump, out of my own pocket, is going to pay for your 3 children's tuition because I don't want the kids have to go back into the public school system." And the tuition in 1974 was $2,500 per child, $7,500, which is about $80,000, $100,000 in today's money. And who would do that except the President Trump's father? The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, and they give the Trump family grief. The Trump family is a wonderful family, the entire family, And who else? Can you picture Joseph Biden or Kamala Harris doing that? No. All they care about is buying another mansion. I'm going to tell you, the Trump family is wonderful. I love you, Donald. I wish I could shake your hand. It was my mother's last dying wish to shake your hand and to thank your father, Fred Trump, for what he did for us kids in 1974 in Forest Hills, New York. I love you, President.
Thank you for sharing that. Thank you so much for sharing that with.
You know, it's exactly what I keep saying. There are so many people who Trump personally or the Trump family have touched in a positive manner. There are so many people who are willing to sing the praise of this family, and it's really no surprise why. Because they have a storied history of frankly putting New York City on their backs, being there for their community when needed, and not just their direct community, but their city at large. The Trump family has always received praise. And that right there is the point that we always get to in these videos. Might be a little bit repetitive, but it's important. It's important for people to understand the implication within the world of politics. You know, because Trump was apparently a good, generous guy who came from a good, generous family, but then the moment he ran for politics, everything changed. And really, that's what I struggle with the most. It's the clear, dishonest, partisan nature of it all. That's why I sound like a crazy person who seems to be yelling in the abyss here. I'm seeing the left-wing narrative, and then there's reality. There's all kinds of stories that have been suppressed over the years. But if you look hard enough, you'll find them. I found this one from 2008. Ed McMahon averts foreclosure. Donald Trump is to buy his house. Facing foreclosure on his Beverly Hills, California home after an incident left him unable to work, entertainer Ed McMahon has finally found a purchaser. It is Donald Trump, reports the Los Angeles Times. The mega developer will buy the home for an undisclosed amount. The listing price was about $7 million 2 years ago and was cut to $4.6 million in the last report. The transaction will allow the 85-year-old former sidekick to late-night television talk show host Johnny Carson to continue to live in his home as a tenant along with his wife. I don't know the man, but I grew up watching him on TV, Trump tells the newspaper. When I was at the Wharton School of Business, I'd watch him every night. How could this happen? So essentially, someone that Donald Trump didn't even know, just somebody that he watched while going to school as a youngster, fell on some hard times, and Donald Trump stepped up to help him. And there are so many stories of this happening.